Hey guys, this is POSTBOXPAT and welcome back to a new video, and today we're going to be doing a tips and tricks video for the second part of the Tumble and Spleef series type thing, and we're going to be going over snowballs today. So last time, if you haven't seen it already, make sure to go and check it out. It's a video on tips and tricks for the shovels game mode, but this time we're going to be going over the snowballs. Now again, it's similar sort of tips, but a little bit different and a few funny clips as well. So let's get straight into it. So here we are, straight in the first game, round has started and we are off. Now this is the same game as the one before with different people, just or the one on shovels should I say, and a slightly different game mode. So obviously this guy isn't playing, unfortunately, so the host isn't playing, so we're gonna get him down. Anyway, so we're up here, and one of my main tips before we get straight into this is height advantage. By far, you have to have height advantage. If you can get a height advantage, you are guaranteed to win. So already I have my height advantage. I'm using my third person to see if anyone's hiding in the grass ready to sneak out on me with a small skin or something, but no one was doing that. I made sure that within my third person switch, and also parkour as well, that is very key. So I've got my height advantage up here and I'm like, oh, we're going to bombard. It's all about bombarding from the top now. Get your height advantage, keep moving back as you're firing so they're hitting the blocks that you're stood on in front, and you'll get them like that. So it's nice and simple, nice and easy, very easy to get the kills doing this sort of method. Now again, this is probably a very easy thing to do, and you probably have noticed this yourself, but it's the parkour in this section over here that makes it hard. Being able to jump from block to block like that is what makes it really difficult. I managed to win because they must have knocked each other in, but that was a pretty easy round. Again, we're on round 2. Let's see how we do on this round. So we're going to try and conquer the top again. As always, that is the main tip to do. Now this one's a little bit difficult because you have got the spider webs, and if you do manage to jump in them, you will fall down, but very slowly, and someone could plan your route by bombarding the bottom, and they could get your route so it goes straight into the lava, which is a good tip, I'd advise. You've also got the fire and little piles of snow on some of the maps. Now the fire is really good if someone's trying to hit you with their right trigger. If you didn't know, you can also break the blocks with your right trigger rather than just using LT itself. I'll demonstrate that in a later clip, but you'll notice that as well. And also with the fire as well, the fire itself is easily put out with your right trigger. So if you're stood on the fire and they're using their right trigger, they'll only put out the fire if they don't actually hit the block. So it'll give you 2 hits, so like an extra life type thing of actually surviving. And the same with the snow as well. If there's piles of snow, it'll have to take extra hits to break that extra bits of snow, or a double layer, because some of them do have double layers in. Here you can see me focusing down on a guy. Got my little height advantage up here. I did start to realise that sometimes if they're all on the bottom layer, you may just want to drop down, but make sure you do drop down. Be careful when you drop down. Make sure you do it correctly. So I've got to make sure when I do drop down that I'm dropping down correctly. But you can stay up top and bombard from the top. It's just a little bit more difficult to get them if they're hiding on a layer down below you, which is pretty difficult. So I'm making sure I've got a lot of room here. I'm going to drop down right here. So let's drop down. Nicely done. Come on. When am I going to drop? Let's drop. I'm positive that I do drop down on this one. I'm not 100% sure though. Don't blame me on that one. Anyway, so we're getting our little parkour up here, getting nice little shots down, and I'm using my third person to try and identify where he is, and eventually I'm thinking, oh, you know what? I'm never going to find this guy. He's hidden so hard. So we've dropped down, finally. And now we're going to find this guy and try and finish him off. Now again, use your third person. Make sure you know the area as well. That is key. To get used to the area is very key. It's a little thing I like to do when I drop down. I like to check around, make sure the area is nice and smooth, get some nice shooting areas, so like little areas like that, like nice little pits, and memorize where them big pits are so you can like shoot through them. And same with these little webs here, clear them out as well, get a nice little pit in here. So I've got a double pit here and I've got a good escape route, so I made myself a little pit as you guys noticed, and I made a pit as well behind me. Got 2 escape routes, one round there or one straight over. I had to use the one round there because he was bombarding my other escape route. Managed to get out of there. Now same again, look for little pits, make little pits like I'm doing here, and fire through the little pits. You might be able to get a good shot off like I've done there, and there you go, nicely done. Managed to actually hit him. Now not always, but the snowballs do hit you. Sometimes they can knock you back and stop you from sprinting. And that's what caused him to fall in the lava on that one. And in the previous episode, if you have seen the shovels one, that's got some epic clips on there as well. Now this one's a little bit more difficult. I've actually been knocked down, and now if you get knocked down, you're probably wondering, what do I do, Pat? Have I lost straight away? Not always. You haven't always lost. One little tip is make sure you focus on the guys above you, but be careful. If you focus on the guys above you only, the guys on your layer may focus on you and you may get knocked down. So you've got to be careful about that. That is a little thing that you have to be really careful about. Now myself, I am pretty careful in this gameplay. You can see I'm just basically just running around so I don't get shot and using that diagonal technique that I explained in the last video, and I'll go over that at the end if you haven't seen the last video. Make sure you do go and check it out though, because it's for shovels, and you'll be able to win a lot more games if you do watch these videos, because they are very good and very helpful from, I think they are anyway, because these sort of tips that I've came up with have helped me win, so they should help you guys win if you use them correctly. Now let's keep running and hopefully be able to dodge as many attacks as possible. As you can see here, none of them are managing to hit me with their shovels, because not shovels, they're snowballs or their fists. They haven't really hit me at all. Here's a little tough situation. Managed to get my parkour jump across there. Very little. There's a little advice. Don't always stay in little tight areas like that, because if someone breaks the block you're about to jump on, you'll fall. Now that has happened to me previously when it first came out. I did notice a lot I was falling on some of the single block jumps, which is pretty much a nightmare. And there you go. Another nightmare has happened. I have fallen to the bottom layer. Now this was a disaster. I was like, oh, we're going to lose this now. We're on bottom layer. That guy has height advantage and a huge area to sprint between. But with my good shots and my good skills, I reckon we got a chance to win this. So I'm going to fire up there. We've managed to knock him off. Now we're going to keep running and running around in circles. That's my friend Tate, I believe, who helped me out with this video. He's actually done an awesome job helping me out with some of the tips and tricks on this. I actually met him on the game, and he did a really awesome job, so thank you for helping me out on that. And anyone else who joined within these videos, thanks for joining and helping create this gameplay. There's the little snow as well. That's a little advantage, like I said. If you hide on that snow, it's extra hits to knock you down if they aim at the snow. If they hit the block, obviously it's only one hit, but if they hit the snow, it's extra a few hits. So I'm going to keep running, and there's still 4 of us alive, but the host himself doesn't look like he's playing. It looks like he's AFK. Now this is very difficult. We're all on the same layer, apart from the host who's above us. One of them has actually already fallen, and again, I'm fighting against this girl again. Now I keep fighting against her in a lot of the gameplays, but in this one we're going to try and get her as much as we can. So we're going to keep running, keep jumping around, we're going to try and get our way out of here. So she has fallen, and we've managed to get her down with our little balls. Okay, so the host isn't playing. I did feel really sly doing this, but unfortunately I had to do it. The host actually wasn't playing for a few of the games, and that's another little tip as well. If you are host, you're going to have a big disadvantage in being able to actually knock people down. Now the reason for that is because the lag. Now, yes, you're probably thinking, isn't a host a good thing? No, because if someone hits a block and they're lagging and that block registers when you're on it, you'll fall. Now, that has happened a few times to me. In these gameplays, I actually wasn't host, and it was helping out a lot more. I've noticed I win more when I'm not host, and I win less when I am host. Again, like the previous one, like shovels last week, I did, unfortunately, get quantity and not quality, unfortunately. But it is a little tip. Just bombard, 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 and you're guaranteed to win, just like I did. So as you can see, the little people are surrounding me. My friend Tate, he's actually done an awesome job, and I'd like to thank him once again while we're loading up the next game. The next one is pretty awesome. This is just a little tip and trick thing for you guys. If you didn't see it last time, this is exactly what I mean. I know we're in shovels here, but it applies as well to snowballs. It applies to both of them, because it is a really good tip for movement tips and tricks. Obviously, parkour is really key. I'm just demonstrating exactly what this is. So here's my friend again. Now we're going to demonstrate what it is. If you stand like I'm doing now in between all 4 blocks, simply just like that. So as he stands there, Tate, if I break this one, you'll notice he won't actually fall. So watch this. I'm going to break this block now. One of the blocks out of the 4, and he won't fall. So I break that one block, and he doesn't fall, because he stood in between all 4. Now again, you can run in diagonals on your map. So if you simply just run in diagonals, you're less likely to actually fall. And same if you run in straight, but if you run in between the blocks like I'm doing there, in between, and keep switching between diagonal and that, you've got a good chance. Now let me demonstrate. If he stands on a whole block right in the center, or roughly in the center, you'll notice that he falls down. So as he stands in the center of this redstone block, we're going to hit him, or the gold, or not gold, iron, and then he falls just simply like that. So if he stands in the center, it's pretty easy. So you can see that, and here's another game that I join in on later on. So this is another game. We're now down to the epic clips. These ones are really funny, I believe. This is just some epic gameplay of me trying my best with the snowballs themselves. So here's some more tips. We actually are 2-0 down. Unfortunately, just to not spoil this one, I do actually lose. I don't show the last gameplay because it wasn't very good. I just fell straight away at the start. But I did do pretty good to get 2-0 down, and this guy was a good player, and he was lagging, and I'm lagging really bad in this game. Host has got really bad connection, and it does happen. If you have got bad connection, or the host has got bad connection, you're going to struggle a little bit. But the lag came in my favour on this one, and I managed to get height advantage, and it was very difficult to actually stay alive up here, because there wasn't much space to actually parkour around. And on the very last gameplay, there was only 1 block up high, and I got hit, and I fell straight into the lava. I was going to put it on, but unfortunately, my recording device actually stopped, and I didn't manage to get it. But it wouldn't last long at all. It only lasted about 10 seconds. So we're going to hit these guys down, and there's some crazy voting to kick going on here. Don't know exactly what's going on. Unfortunately, Super Nerd, we do actually vote to kick this guy and get him out. I don't know what he's doing. One little tip as well, don't vote to kick anyone for no reason. Only vote to kick them if they're doing something bad. Like here, Super Nerd, why is he voting to kick everyone? Not a clue. So we voted to kick him and he was kicked from the game. Not a clue why he was doing that. Sorry about that, Super Nerd, but you did. Anyway, so, or Nardy, whatever, isn't it? Super Nardy. Not Super Nerd. That's just me. Oh, I don't know. That's just me quickly looking at the game tag. We all do it. We all do it. Anyway, so there you go. Bombarded. Absolutely wrecked from the top to the bottom. One little tip. Always do that. Here we are with the second round of it. Straight into the second round. And again, 2-1 now, got a good chance, and we're going to take that girl out straight away in the corner. Now we're going to keep running. Now this was the tough round. We actually got knocked down here into the slime area, and this is where I used the slime as my advantage. Keep jumping and jumping and hopping, get this guy down just like that. That was a lovely takedown. I know the other guy did actually help a little bit there, just causing him to move backwards, but it was a lovely takedown. And again, using my hand, it's a good example of using your hand to take people down. A bit like using shovel rather than the actual snowballs, because usually a lot of people don't hit the snowballs when you go quite close to them, because they hit you rather than the floor. So you can get your hand in and get them down nice and easy. There again, hands again, hand on double. Oh, you see that? That was amazing. Double down in one. So there you go. That's exactly how you use your hand. I knocked, I think, 4 people down using my hand in that clip there. And again, creating my little craters to shoot through. Nice little craters there. Creating then the craters, shooting through the craters, and boom, boom, boom. So you got to really get the shots off. Get nice little shots. There we go. Nice little shots, make more craters, search for him. Again, you can switch to third person. In this one, I'm not going to, because I'm actually being shot at, so I'm running as fast as I can to get away. He's firing balls. Unfortunately, the slimes are a little bit bad, the slime blocks. This is a good parkour move here. Moving back, reverse, reverse. So we've got to be careful, because he can actually see me through the slime. Now, this guy was the guy who actually won the game. He was actually really good, but he was already 2-0 up, and he did lose 2 against me, but he was pretty good. He did do pretty well, to be honest. In the other game, he kind of got lucky, because I actually fell myself by getting hit when I was in a parkour jump. If I was still alive, I reckon I could have won it. Anyway, so keep bombarding. This is a good example. There you go. Keep bombarding. Unfortunately, I have missed a few shots off there. I'm going to keep trying with our shots, try and get as many shots off as we can. Nice and easily getting our shots off. Pretty simple how to do it. It's not too difficult at all to get the shots off, but it's just difficult to hit them. To get them off and rapid is really good. It pushes people back, but to actually hit the people is really difficult to do. But you got to keep trying. If you keep trying, you're going to be able to do it, and you're going to be able to knock them all off and get as many kills as possible within the game. Now this guy's actually bombarding me from down below, so we've got to keep moving. We're going to have to keep moving around the sides over here. Going to run as fast as we can to dodge all his attacks. This is really insane parkour, this one. I'm going to try and get my best shots off over here right now. This was pretty difficult, getting these shots off. Just managed to get a few off, but he's still alive down there, so I've got to keep trying my best. Now this is when it can get difficult. When the area is starting to get like this, you have to keep moving and moving. And he's bombarding. You can see he's absolutely spamming the snowballs exactly like I'm doing. We're managing to hit some voting to kick going on again. It's just really frustrating when people do that, but it is a thing that can be done, but you just get kicked for doing it. And here we go, we're rapid firing the balls, and they're trying to hit. Oh my god, it was so close. There we go, come on. And he has, yes. See how the ball hit him, and it made him fall in there. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you turn your notifications on, because I've got some great videos coming out, including more glitch videos hopefully in the future, and any series that I do, for example the survival series and the survival tour series, where I come on your world, tour your survival worlds, and give them a rating out of 10. And if you want your survival world to be toured and you want to get involved in my channel or my videos, don't forget to go over to my Twitter at POSTBOXPAT and tweet me over there. If you don't have a Twitter, quickly create one, or you could also message me on Xbox. My gamer tag is in the description, or it's just WideSinger2. Message me a picture of your world and I should check it out. It's very difficult to go through all my messages, so that isn't the best place. Twitter is definitely the best place to contact me. If you tweet me a few times and definitely tweet me some pictures, that'll definitely attract me to the tweet. Definitely. Xbox is pretty hard. I have over 300 messages, but I hope you guys have enjoyed. Once again, this is PostBoxPat. Leave a comment down of what you think, and this is PostBoxPat signing out.